What's up, Reds? Welcome back to the channel. Today, Manchester United players returns to training. They are back to the grass, back to the rhythm, back to the work that no one sees but everyone eventually feels. And more importantly, back to a feeling that has slowly returned to Carrington. Because after 4 games under Michael Carrick, this no longer feels like coincidence. It doesn't feel like a short bounce. It doesn't feel like luck. It feels like direction finding its feet again. There's a quiet confidence around the place now, not the loud kind, not the chest-beating kind, the kind that shows up in how players jog onto the pitch, the kind you see in how they listen, the kind you feel in how they move without the ball. You can sense it the moment training begins. The body language is different. Heads are up, shoulders are relaxed, the tempo is sharper but controlled. The conversations are constant, players talking to players, leaders guiding moments before coaches even step in. This is not a group celebrating what they've already done. This is a group preparing to repeat it. And at the heart of it all is Michael Carrick. Not animated for show, not hiding behind cones and clipboards, but present, active, involved. Before the drills even settle, Carrick is already moving, walking across the pitch, stopping sessions, restarting them, pointing out inches, not meters, adjusting angles, not effort. Because this training session isn't about running harder, it's about thinking faster, seeing quicker, reacting before pressure arrives. Carrick pulls Bryan Mbeumo aside early. No fuss, no big gesture, just a quiet word in the middle of the session. Short conversation, clear instructions, direct eye contact. Where to stand when United build from the back, when to drift inside and pin the fullback, when to stay wide and stretch the pitch. But most importantly, how to position himself so that every single time Bruno Fernandes lifts his head, Bryan is already an option, already visible, already available. Not hiding behind defenders, not waiting for the game to come to him, but demanding involvement. Carrick isn't coaching flair here, he's coaching trust. Trust that Bruno will find him, trust that the system will deliver him the ball, trust that being in the right place again and again eventually creates moments. This is intentional football. This is structure slowly turning into freedom. Then the focus shifts inward to the engine room. This is where Carrick lives. This is where he understands football in its purest form, the midfield. Kobbie Mainoo is called over. Casemiro stays close. The distance between them matters. 3 midfielders, 1 conversation. Carrick talks about control, not possession for possession's sake, control of space, control of tempo, control of moments when the crowd gets restless and the game threatens to break. He explains how Mainoo doesn't need to chase everything, how intelligence beats intensity, how positioning saves energy. He explains how Casemiro doesn't need to cover the entire pitch alone, how trust between midfield partners closes gaps before they open. Together, they can suffocate opponents without tackling, without diving in, simply by being in the right place at the right time. Short passes, one-touch layoffs, angles always open, decisions made early. No panic, no rushing, no chaos. This is midfield control built on intelligence, not noise. And here's the most important part of all. Carrick isn't drilling flashiness into them, he's drilling repeatability. Because the wins against Manchester City, Arsenal, Fulham, and Tottenham weren't meant to be highlights. They weren't meant to live only on clips and thumbnails. They were meant to become habits. Habits in how United defend as a unit, habits in how they recycle the ball, habits in how they kill games instead of chasing them. That message becomes crystal clear at the end of training. Carrick gathers the players, everyone in, no phones, no distractions, just a circle. He talks about the pitch, not the grass beneath their boots, but the space above it. How Manchester United must make the pitch tight when they don't have the ball. How passing lanes must disappear before opponents even see them. How teams should feel tracked without knowing why. Then comes the balance. When the ball is won, be calm, be comfortable, be confident in your decision. No hopeful clearances, no rushed passes, no fear of responsibility. Because this version of Manchester United isn't built on last-minute heroics. It's built on calm dominance, on controlling games in quiet moments that don't trend online. This is where Carrick's United feels different. Not louder, not flashier, but smarter. Flashy wins fade, moments disappear, but consistent habits build runs, and runs build belief. Now the story turns to you. Do you see the difference in this Manchester United? Do you feel that calm control creeping back into the team? Do you trust what you're watching, or do you still think it's too early to believe? Because West Ham is next. Another test, another physical battle, another chance to see whether these habits hold under pressure. Does Carrick stick with what's working, or does he tweak just enough to stay ahead? Who starts in midfield? Does Mainoo keep growing into control? Does Casemiro anchor it all again? And most importantly, are Manchester United just winning games right now, or are they quietly building something real?